everyone. So today I would like to explain chapter 18 entitled Reading from the Practice of English Language Teaching book by Jeremy Harmer. So let's get started. Intensive reading. There are various other ways that we can ask our students to interact with reading tasks, and this may be just as effective as the comprehension questions we have discussed so far. The first is encouraging student responses. The more that the students bring of themselves to the task of reading a text, the better. And then transferring information. One way of having the students demonstrate the understanding of text is by asking them to transfer the information they see to other media. And then interrogating the text. Text which express opinions or which contain contentious information and many types of fiction can be used to promote critical thinking. And then using reading as a springboard. When our students have read the text, we can use it as a springboard for any number of follow-up activities and text-related tasks. And the vocabulary questions. We need to reach some kind of bargain with our students to that meaning explanation and search to not become completely unmanageable. There are three ways of doing this. Time limit. We can give a time limit 5 minutes for example, 5 minutes for post reading vocabulary inquiry, whether this involves dictionary use, language corpus such or questions to the teacher. And then word or phrase limit. We can say that we will only answer questions about 5 or 8 words or phrases. And then mini consensus. We can get the students to work together to search for and find word meanings. And analytical readings. Text meaning usually takes place after the students have read for comprehension or have given some other kind of response to a text. We can ask the students to read any text they encounter analytically. We can, for example, ask them to find any past tense verbs in the text and tell us how they are used and formed. We can direct them towards any lexical cohesion in the text and ask them to explain how it works. Or we can get them to find particular words and phrases. We can also, of course, analyze how paragraphs are constructed or discuss issues of punctuation. And then reading aloud. In classrooms all over the world, students read aloud from their textbooks. It is one of the oldest and most common procedures that teachers use. Many students enjoy the activity, and for the teacher, it is a way of making the class quiet. And the students, at least those who are reading, are generally highly focused on the task. But there can be problems. When reading aloud is organized so that the students in sequence read sentences from a text that they have not seen before, the results are usually highly unsatisfactory for it to be really successful. The students need to see what they are going to read aloud before they are asked to do so. They should read the sentence or paragraph to themselves and think about how they would say it. We should give them a chance to mumble or vocalize it so that they can feel how it sounds. One way of encouraging students to read aloud with enthusiasm and after having a chance to practice is to ask them to choose their favorite sentence from a text they have just read. They should underline it, think about how to say it, and then practice it. And then extensive reading. Extensive reading often takes place outside the class and has traditionally been encouraged not for language study so much as for practicing reading, having a pleasurable experience, and gradually acquiring a language. Extensive reading materials, students can read whatever they want to read for extensive reading, of course, just like anyone else. Extensive reading tasks, despite our wish that our students should enjoy reading and be motivated to do a lot of it on their own. Not all of them get the reading habit. Some do indeed read more and more, but others do not. One way of encouraging our students to read is to ask them to keep a record of what they read and when. And then, all talking about books, many teachers boost their student motivation to read by organizing book clubs or literature circle when the students have read a book or books, they get together and tell about what they have read. And then we moved into the reading sequence of the practice of reading. The following reading sequence or the example of the reading practice involve a range of activities. The students engage with full text in order to understand their overall meaning. For example, the students predict the content of the text not from the picture but from a few tantalizing clues that they are given in the form of phrases from the passage they will read. Okay, so that's about the chapter 18. Thank you and see you.